So I want to talk about fighter jets, where they are, how many have been shot down, how many Ukraine had, how many Russia has, and it'll help us understand kind of a completer picture in Ukraine. So at the start of the war, Ukraine had 125, and we're just talking about jets. I'm not talking about helicopters. I'm not talking about bombers or things along these lines. 125 at the start of the war. They have since lost 80. Now, most of those 80 have been replaced by donated frames from Macedonia, Poland, Slovakia, etc. These were Su-24, 25, 27, those kind of planes. Okay, in comparison, Russia was just dominant. And this is why it was so amazing when Ukraine stood up to Russia, because Russia has been, sitting on all the Soviet stockpile of weapons. So they had 912 fighter jets. According to one breakdown that I saw in simplyfly.com, or simplyflying.com in March, 422 were multi-role, 400 were attack, and another 90 were interceptors, but that was 912. So to put that in comparison, the U.S., just fighter jets, has 1,854, so about double what Russia has. And so 912 compared to 125, that's a big difference. Now, we're talking about F-16s coming along, and when will they get the F-16s? It's an open question. It'll be sometime in the fall. I doubt that we'll see it anytime in the summer. That's just my speculation, but it might be late summer, but it's going to be some time still. And that's unfortunate. Now, these F-16s are coming from Denmark, Norway, Netherlands, Belgium, and you have to get the pilots trained, and they're working through that, but it's slower than we like. But we should see like 60 or more from those 4 or 5 countries, Denmark, Norway, Netherlands, Belgium, and maybe some other places. Now, Macron was talking yesterday about donating some Mirages, and from what I can see, there's maybe a couple dozen Mirages coming, so let's say another 25, so 60 plus 25, so we're going to get to 85, maybe closer to 100. So that is nowhere near getting us to the place where there's parity with Russian jets. But it also does some things that are really important. So the Ukrainians claim that they have shot down 357 planes so far. Now that's not all jets, that's just anything Russian related to planes. 326 helicopters. That's not jets, but it's not nothing. And so the Ukrainians are really taking a fight to the Russians with limited resources. And what we're going to see is not something that's even, but we'll see not even parity in air superiority, but maybe it will reduce it and keep the Russians from being superior in the air war. And so that turns it into a different war. And when you couple that with American and other Western-made missiles that will have to back the Russians up, it turns into a different fight. And then you can turn your attention to the war on the ground. And the war on the ground is going to turn on mobilization. Okay, I hope that helped you understand the picture with the Russian aircraft as opposed to Ukrainian aircraft, and when the F-16s are going to get there, and what that will do to the battlefield. The F-16s will not be a panacea, but they'll change the game and make it less uneven in the skies. Okay, thank you for your time, the likes, the shares, the subscribes, and thank you for being the kind of person that cares about Ukraine.